Marlena's shocking Versavix heist to save BO, when family loyalty collides with medical ethics. Just when Salem barely had time to recover from recent turmoil, another moral storm is brewing, one that could shake the hospital, the Brady family, and decades of medical ethics. At the center of the storm is an unthinkable revelation, a discovery that could completely change the fight to save Bo Brady. And the person who made this discovery? None other than Dr. Marlena Evans. Marlena's revelation, a game-changing discovery. While others focused on a risky, and frankly, illegal, plan to steal the experimental drug Versavix for Bo, Marlena chose a different path, calm, calculated, and deeply professional. As a seasoned doctor with extensive connections, she dug through research, tapped into old colleagues, and reached out internationally to uncover the truth about the mysterious drug. Then came a staggering revelation: Versavix is not the only hope. A previously discontinued branch of research, shelved for budgetary reasons, had shown even greater promise, especially in late-stage sepsis cases like Bo's. And the most incredible part? That research might still be accessed legally, through a European medical center where Marlena once trained. She immediately began making calls. But the question remains, can she get this alternative in time, before Shawn and Steve go too far? BO on the brink, when desperation turns heroes into criminals. In a quiet hospital room, Bo Brady is slipping away. Sepsis is ravaging his body, shutting down organs by the hour. Standard treatments have failed. Time is running out. Shawn Brady, still tormented over accidentally shooting his father 2 years ago, is desperate. Standing at the edge of losing him forever, Shawn now faces a cruel dilemma: watch his father die, or break the law to save him. Steve Johnson, Bo's brother-in-law and lifelong friend, refuses to let Shawn face it alone. Together, they concoct a daring plan, to break into Dr. Jeffrey Russell's research lab and steal Versavix. Kayla, when the moral compass shatters. The most shocking twist doesn't come from Shawn or Steve, but from Kayla Brady, chief of staff at Salem University Hospital and long considered the moral compass of Salem. When Steve confessed the plan, he expected a fight. Instead, Kayla simply whispered, "Do it fast. Before it's too late." 5 words that broke decades of ethical adherence. Kayla, doctor, sister, healer, has made her choice: family over everything, even over the sacred Hippocratic oath. Versavix, miracle cure or dangerous gamble? Versavix, once hailed as a possible miracle drug, is still unapproved by the FDA. Its effects remain unproven. Its side effects? Largely unknown. No one knows how Bo's body will react. Dr. Russell, the researcher in charge, refused access for good reason. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, he told Kayla coldly. He believes saving one man isn't worth jeopardizing the future of thousands. And now, Salem's most trusted physicians stand on opposite sides of a moral battlefield. Kayla, driven by loyalty. Dr. Russell, anchored by protocol. Marlena, caught in between, racing to find a third way before everything crumbles. A mountain of risk. If caught, Shawn and Steve could face prison. For Shawn, it would destroy the redemption arc he's been trying to build. For Steve, a return to a cell he knows all too well. And Kayla? She risks her medical license, her career, her reputation, everything she's built over decades. Even if they succeed, there's no guarantee Versavix will work. What if the gamble fails? What if Bo dies anyway, or worse, suffers irreversible damage? Meanwhile, rumors swirl that E.J. DiMera is plotting to buy Salem University Hospital, which would give DiMera Enterprises full control of the Versavix pipeline. Could this heist inadvertently play right into his hands? What happens next? With Bo's condition deteriorating, the next 48 hours will determine everything. Will Marlena's discovery arrive in time? Will Shawn and Steve cross the line? Can Bo Brady, Salem's beloved hero, survive this harrowing chapter? One thing is clear. This storyline captures what Days of Our Lives does best, pushing beloved characters into impossible choices where every path has heartbreaking consequences. Family bonds are tested like never before, proving once again that in Salem, true love pushes people to unthinkable lengths, sometimes even into the world of crime. A miracle in Salem. Marlena saves B.O. from death, an emotional family reunion when all hope seemed lost. When a family was on the verge of shattering under the weight of desperation and reckless choices, a miracle arrived. Not through violence, not through illegal actions, but through the unwavering persistence, clarity, and intelligence of one woman who never stops fighting for the people she loves, Dr. Marlena Evans. Glowing star from the brink of despair to a glimmer of hope. Bo Brady. Salem's beloved hero, the man who has risked everything to protect this town, lay unconscious for months. Sepsis had ravaged his body, shutting down one organ after another. His family had tried everything: prayers, treatment, and even planning a desperate theft. All had failed. But in the midst of the chaos, Marlena, like a light at the end of a tunnel, discovered another treatment option. A serum, developed parallel to Versavix, was undergoing experimental trials in Europe. Unlike Versavix, this drug could be obtained legally, through Marlena's professional network and a single, determined phone call. Just hours before Shawn and Steve were about to commit a criminal act, Marlena stopped them. With the help of emergency governmental coordination and international medical authorization, the life-saving serum arrived in Salem within 24 hours. Bo received his first dose that very night. Beating heart more than medicine, a gamble on faith. Kayla, torn between ethics and love, wept as Marlena handed her the vial. "You didn't just save Bo, you saved my conscience too," she whispered, trembling. The administration of the drug took place under extreme tension. Shawn stood by his father's side, hands shaking as he held Bo's cold fingers. Steve, always the rock, stood in silence, his eyes filled with tears. No words were spoken. They all looked at Marlena, the one person they had left to believe in. For the first 12 hours, there was no change. Bo's heartbeat remained weak. His vital signs held steady, but unremarkable. But in the 13th hour, a miracle happened. Bo Brady moved his lips. Loudly crying face a whisper that broke every heart: "Shawn," just one word. But it was enough to break the emotional dam in the room. Shawn collapsed beside the hospital bed, clutching his father's hand. "I'm here, Dad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Bo opened his eyes, still dazed, still recovering, but aware. He looked at his son's tearful face, at Steve's worried yet relieved expression, and behind them, at Kayla and Marlena, standing with eyes full of love. "We're still a family," Bo whispered. And with that, the entire room burst into sobs and laughter. Kayla hugged Bo tightly, crying uncontrollably. Steve gave Bo a light punch in the chest and joked, "Don't ever scare us like that again." Marlena stood quietly, smiling through tears, knowing this wasn't just a personal victory, but a moment of healing for the whole town. Fire Marlena, the quiet hero. After all was said and done, one truth was clear: Bo would not be alive if not for Marlena. She didn't need to break laws. She didn't need to compromise anyone's integrity. All it took was knowledge, persistence, and a love that never gave up, and with that, she saved a life, a family, and maybe even a crumbling community. At a brief hospital press conference, the city's chief of medicine publicly thanked Marlena for her timely action. The serum that saved Bo is now being fast-tracked for national emergency trials, bringing hope to thousands of future sepsis patients. Sparkles behind the miracle, a lesson in faith. Shawn apologized to his father, not just for the gunshot years ago, but for nearly losing control in his grief. Steve, the ever-loyal protector, declared, I'll never again risk my soul for a shortcut. Not when Marlena proved there's always a right way. Kayla, who nearly threw away her medical career for family loyalty, now understood, you don't have to break the rules to show how deeply you care. Red Heart a happy ending, but not the end. Bo still faces a long road to recovery. But he is awake, and that's what matters. The Brady family is reunited once again, this time stronger, closer, and more grateful. Together, they've crossed the line between life and death, between mistakes and redemption, between despair and hope. Salem, long a place of emotional miracles, has just witnessed a new chapter, one where science, morality, and love walked hand in hand to make the impossible real.